տեղի են ունենալու կտրուկ զարգացումներ։
There will be drastic developments. In what sense? The battle in Donbass, the Russian army will suffer more casualties and losses, but Putin is preparing well for the next battle. They no longer have the ability to prepare well because there are already so many casualties that, well, let's talk with figures. The Russian army and the ЧВК Wagner have suffered 25,000 or 26 to 27,000 casualties combined. And this is what Arsen Avakov said in his interview yesterday. If we add to this the number of injured persons, which is 2 times and even 3 times more than the number of casualties, meaning 57,000 to more than 60,000, this means the Russian army has 80 to 90,000 casualties. 80 to 90,000. You remember that Russia had initially gathered 170 to 180,000 troops for invasion. So, almost half of those troops don't exist, and they were the most combat-ready units that had already been pushed forward for the first strike and to invade Kiev. That is to say, there were airborne troops, special detachments, etc. What is left are units that are much less combat-ready. Mobilization is a failure in Russia because people refuse to participate in the war. Even if there is mobilization, Russia is mobilizing the young people who have no experience in fighting in a war and are not combat ready. There are also thousands of technical losses, and the only equipment left is the outdated equipment. The mental and psychological state in the army is devastating, and I am referring to the Russian army. Most importantly, the West has started supplying heavy weapons, including 18 American howitzers, helicopters. Countries of the former socialist camp are supplying tanks and armored vehicles. The United States has supplied drones manufactured in the United States, including kamikaze and strike drones. So, Russia will be defeated in this battle. Let's wait a few more days, and you will see how crushing the defeat will be. Yesterday, there was a crushing defeat in Kherson Oblast, in the direction of Kharkiv, in the direction of Izumi. Now, Ukrainian troops are counterattacking in the direction of Luhansk. All this will lead to the deepening of disunion within the Kremlin. You were saying that the Russian people would stand up, but we didn't see that. Allow me to continue. Currently, there are talks. Moreover, there are a few sources that say that Shoigu is suffering from a heavy stroke and is currently switched to a ventilator in the reanimation unit of a hospital. More than 20 army generals of the General Staff of the Army are under arrest. The head of the 5th Department of the Federal Security Service of Russia, or the FSB, is under arrest and is located in Lefortovo prison. That person, whose last name is Surkov, who was an advisor to Putin and who was managing the network of agents in Ukraine, is under arrest. The deputy director of Rosguardia, or the Federal Service of the Russian National Guard troops, or Zolotov's deputy, is under arrest. 150 employees of the FSB have been fired and are under arrest. The Moskva cruiser is sunken. In other words, there is already disunion. I will repeat the data provided by Ukrainian intelligence, based on the Russian special services. Right now, detachments in the Caucasus are being armed, and they will fight for the decolonization of the Caucasus. They are militants from Dagestan, Ingushetia, etc. They say that the second front will be opened within Russia in a few days, and this will lead to the start of armed clashes in Russia, which will lead to the disintegration of Russia. Russia is facing chaos, disintegration, and failure. The Russian economy is declining. Today, President of the European Commission Ursula von der Leyen said the Russian economy is expected to decline by 11% of the GDP. Inflation is expected to decline by 20% of the GDP. Exports of Russian products have dropped 70%. All European countries, including Bulgaria, Belgium, Holland, Germany, and Italy, are closing their ports for Russian ships. The European Union is going to adopt the 6th package. Take a look at all the developments that will unfold in Russia until May and June. Things are going to happen sooner than expected.
Ուրբաթից շուտ է գալու։
Բաժանորդագրվեք ազգային ժողովրդավարական բևեռի YouTube-յան ալիքին։